Hello guys, the Unmatched Gamer here, and today I'm going to be bringing you more of a different video. One of my random uploads, I'd say. Today I'm going to be making, or trying to convert my old Nintendo DS Lite into what they call a GBA Lite. And that's basically, the Nintendo DS Lite has a Game Boy Advance port. And many people, what they do is they'll find or take broken DS Lites and remove the top screen and just use it as a Game Boy Advance, the bottom screen. And since I have I was going to do this, but I decided not to, because like, well, what happens if I want to play a DS game? Then I won't have a functioning, full DS. Well, then I figured, wait, I have a 3DS. My 3DS can perfectly play DS games just fine. So why don't I just use that for DS games, which I'm going to do. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get this out of the picture. So basically why I want to do this is the DS has a much more brighter screen than the Game Boy Advance. Like, I'll show you here. I can get it open. This is more of a vlog style video. I just turn this on here. You'll be able to tell immediately the difference between the two. Now let's go ahead and boot up both games here. Now they're different games, but as you can see, this is booting up one game, and this is at full brightness on the Game Boy Advance SP. So if I hit this button, it's darker, it's brighter. Now, I could get an AGS 101 Game Boy Advance, but those are expensive because, number one, a lot of collectors want them, and number two, they're hard to find. So I'm just going to convert my old DS into a GBA Lite, as they call. Now, I was trying to find a video to do this on YouTube, but there's a videos of people showing a completed project when they do it, but there's no video on YouTube showing how to do it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just wing it and convert this into a GBA Lite. Can't be that hard. I mean, can't be really that hard, but I'm just gonna go ahead and wing it and see what I can do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tear this apart, and I'll keep it updated on each stage. The tools you'll need for this, I suppose, well, the tools I have, is a tri-wing screwdriver. Because of Nintendo, he uses focus. Because Nintendo uses tri-wings, and a assortment of bits. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking screws out and give you updates as they come. Alright, update. So I got all the screws removed out of the back plate, as well as the battery cover, which as you can see here, the battery cover. And there's the battery. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that out. And then here's all the screws. Now, classic Nintendo use combined screws. So these two, I believe, no, I'm sorry, it's hard to see this, I know. It's hard to pick them up with my hands. I can't really pick them up that well. But as you can see, fill focus. This is really bad. I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to focus, but two of those screws were tri-wing, and two of them were Phillips, small Phillips head. Like, really small. Like, even my smallest screwdriver bit in my little toolkit didn't work, so I had to bust out this whole thing. I do not know where I got this. I think I got this out of like a glasses repair kit, like a pair of eyeglasses. I have no idea, but small Phillips, and it came right in handy for this little job. Looks like a tiny screwdriver. But there is the back plate, battery, as you can see. The battery is actually hard to get out because it was stuck in there, and I had to pry it out with a with a flat head. But I'd be very careful because I didn't want to puncture the battery, because obviously if you puncture a battery, then that can cause a fire, or it can cause the battery to explode. So now I'm just going to try to lift the back off of the... Oh, I see more screws in there. So I'm going to remove those screws and try to lift the back off this DS. Alright, another update. I got the three remaining screws. There is one there and one there. And there's a tri-wing down... You can't really see it because it's too dark. There's a tri-wing down that hole that my tri-wing screwdriver barely fit down, but got it. And then there's one more tri-wing right there. And then I had to flip it over, and I found out you had to remove the rubber bits on the four corners of the DS, which I had to take a small flathead and remove, which, as you can see, there was some damage done to the DS, unfortunately. There was some damage done, but you can swap out these like, once you get the DS apart, these little black pieces you can swap out with a new one, like a new third-party one. So I'm probably just going to do that. I try not to damage the screen too much, but yeah. So we're going to try to pop the cover off, or pop this piece off, or try to take it apart now that all screws that visibly I can see, at least, are removed. We're going to try to pop this. We're going to try to take the top screen off, so I'll update you more. Update. We got the back off to expose the DS part of it. Now it's to get this top. I took the top cover off, but now I don't know where to go from here. I'm kind of just going in blindly at this point now. There's a couple things I can see I can remove, but figure it out. Hopefully. Mega update. I've got more progress. As you can see, I got the motherboard out. There's the bottom part of the motherboard. Very loose, so I'm going to stop playing with that. All the buttons fell out. I had to take this piece out. I did some researching online. When I got the back off, I looked at the board and I did some researching online. And I figured out that this is the wireless module. So by removing this, you won't have any Wi-Fi. I got the screen out, but unfortunately I had to rip it. So that sucked. So now the top screen's useless. There's the cable I had to rip. Unfortunately I had to rip it. But now all that's left is to get the microphone cable out. And after that, I'll get the top piece off, and then we'll be at the home stretch for our GBA Lite. So, the next time you see an update, hopefully it's back together. Hopefully. Or it might be some other update. I don't know. But see you soon. Alright. Major update here. Major update. Everything is back together. As you can see, I put everything back together. I put everything back together. All the buttons work. I removed the top screen of the microphone. All the buttons work. All the screws are back in. The battery's in. The silence is in. And all the screws are on. All the battery's in. Everyth's in. I had quite a bit of trouble putting this back together. Not what you would think. When I was taking it apart, the right bumper came off and the spring came out. So I had to put the button back in, which is hard. The button came out, and then the spring and the little peg that holds the button assembly together came out and spilled over the floor. So I had to put that back together, which took a little bit. And the power button got stuck in the up position, so I had to put it down to get it back on its little peg as well. But I have just put it back together. I just got done putting it back together. I've cleaned up my workspace. So we're going to go ahead and give this a live fire up here on camera. So I'm going to go ahead and slot this back in. Hopefully this all works. Hopefully it works, or this whole project was useless and I just broke a good DS. But hopefully when I flick this power button, we should have a GBA Lite. Okay. We should have a fully functioning console. Green light, that's good. And touchscreen. No touchscreen. Okay. Let's turn this back on. Here. Let's fire it back up. Again, no touchscreen. Okay, well, I was not expecting this. let's go ahead and, well, obviously there's no speakers connected. Crap. Well, let me plug in a pair of headphones and try to tap on the screen and see if it actually works. So let's go ahead, tap, and then tap. I'll have to delve into this one, guys, and try to figure it out. Alright, well, a little bit more updates. Final update. As you can see, there's no GBA Lite sitting in front of you. There's nothing for that project, that DS. Unfortunately, I had taken that DS apart, and what had happened, unfortunately, is whenever I was working on it and taking all the stuff apart, of course I'm working on carpet, which is not the smartest idea. The static electricity must have gotten discharged in the motherboard or something, because I took the thing back apart and I disconnected the bottom display, reconnected it, made sure everything was all good, powered it back up, and it didn't work. Screen didn't show up. I even connected headphones to see if audio was coming, and there's no audio whatsoever. So unfortunately, that project was done, and unfortunately, that DS just didn't make it. I had to, I don't know, get rid of it. That sucks, because I was hoping to go into this project with something, but came out with nothing. But you know, that's the project. The GBA Lite project was a complete failure. It didn't work for me. Wondering why there's nothing in front of you. It's in the trash. I hate doing that, but what can you do? This is at least a good attempt. So I'm gonna still upload this video when I finish editing it. I'm just gonna upload it as a fail, just as a random fun upload, I guess. Because I've already put the time into making the video, so I might as well just upload something. So thanks for watching. Unfortunately, this project didn't work out. Hopefully, I can get my hands on another DS Lite, and for cheap, and probably do it again. So you might see attempt number 2. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.